You are in the right place. If you're here for 3 steps to sell your coaching fast, let me know if you can see me okay and if you can hear me okay. It looks like the text message just went out, so we should be good to go. And you'll notice as soon as I remove this picture that I'm in a little bit of a different spot. So hopefully you can still see me and hear me. Well, you can't see me yet, but you can let me know if you can hear me okay. It looks like the audio is going and it's working. It always takes me a second to figure out if it's actually going. All right. It looks like we got some Facebook friends already. It says 1, so and then I got my broadcast going out again. Let me resend this out to everyone. Today I'm going to be sharing with you the 3 steps to sell your coaching fast. So if that's what you'd like to learn more about, then you definitely want to stick around. We're going to get started in just a second. I just sent the text message out, and I want to make sure that everyone who wants to be here can be here. And we're probably going to end up rescheduling these to like 11 a.m. on Saturdays Eastern. Live. 3 steps. Sell your coaching fast. Now live. Say hello so I can make sure that everyone is in here okay. And I'm going to put the video up. Hey! Alright, so as you can see, and you might be able to tell, we got a little bit different setting going on here. I'm actually in my hotel, and I wanted to still bring you guys this training. So last weekend I was also out of town, and I decided to just cancel the training. But this weekend I decided to just go ahead and move through with it. So I hope y'all are excited that I'm bringing you all of this goodness. All right. It looks like we got some people on. Okay, great. So let's go ahead and get started, because right after this, my coach told me I could have a free meal, and so I'm going to have some steak. So I'm excited about that. So we need to go ahead and get to the training. Hey, Cheryl. Welcome. Glad to have you here. Excited for our chat tomorrow. All right. So let me put the picture back up really quick. Hey, Erica. So you're here. You're in the right place if you want to learn 3 steps to sell your coaching fast. This is a special training, and you're here for it. So essentially, these recordings will end up becoming a podcast all about designing your lavish life, because life is meant to be enjoyed, and on this show you'll discover exactly how to do that. Whether it's discussing how to grow your business, develop your mindset, or become a stronger person, each piece will help you manifest your very own version of a lavish life. So for those of you who are new here, I am broadcasting these live on YouTube at youtube.com/LaTisha Styles. And I am also recording them for the podcast. So you can join me live on Saturdays at 12 p.m. Eastern, unless we decide to change it, which I think we'll just keep it at 12. All right, so I also had a question. So some of you guys have been sending me questions via DM and via Instagram. So I did get a question. I want to go ahead and answer that first before we hop in. But let me share with you what you're going to discover today. And I see some more comments popping up. Let me make sure I got the comments coming up. So let me pull those up here. And there it is. Okay. Hi, April. Welcome. Monique says, I'm not showing on YouTube. Let me know. I got a couple people that said, hey, on YouTube. So let me know if you can see me on YouTube. I did have the image up just a second ago. So that's probably why you wouldn't have been able to see me a second ago. But it should be showing now. So I'm going to check here from my phone just to see if it's going and going up. So if you're here and you're watching, let me know if it is showing up on YouTube. It says this live event will begin in a few moments. You're here and you're watching. So I see it there. Okay, great. April says I can see you. Okay, good. Yeah, I'm like, there's people that's already on YouTube commenting, so I'm assuming that you guys can see me. All right, good. Hi, Kara. All right, welcome. Okay, good. All right, so let's go ahead and jump in. So today you're going to discover the 5 elements that every coaching program needs. Number 2, the one crucial piece that every coach must have in order to maintain consistent revenue. And 3, the who, where, and why formula. The who, where, and why. There's 2 Y's in there. Who, where, and why formula to quit coaching sales. Okay, so before we jump into that, I did have a question from Instagram. And the question was, hi, I want to manifest my dreams, but I failed at some dreams in the past and I feel very scarred by that. It's also hard for me to not doubt, which I'm sure messes up my attempts at manifesting. Is there a chance that even if I do it correctly, the things that I try to manifest will not happen? How do I train myself to not doubt? That seems impossible. This is a really great question. And the reason that I just didn't answer it directly inside of Instagram is because there's a lot to unpack there. So let me kind of go through these things. And if some of you have this same question, then this is going to be really helpful for you because this is something that I've experienced as well. In the past, and I still do to an extent. Like if there's something that you want and you're assuming that you're manifesting it, you're assuming it's going to come, but then there's also this little doubt in the back of your mind that's like, well, I'm not quite sure if it's going to come, or what if I really want it and then it just still doesn't come and I'll be disappointed. So I completely get it. I understand it. And the key to remember is that you are human. So you are going to doubt, you are going to fear, you're going to feel excitement, you're going to feel joy, you're going to feel nervousness, you're going to feel emotions because you're a human being. But what you have to remember is that those emotions are not defining you. They're simply emotions that you're feeling. So once you can essentially detach yourself from those emotions, or remove yourself from feeling like the emotions define you, that's when you'll be able to move forward. So I still feel fear. I still feel doubt. In fact, yesterday I was just thinking through, like, I've had some really good months in my business over the last couple months. And this year, honestly, has been a really great year. And I was like, what if it all just goes away? And that's a doubt, right? That's me having a feeling and a human emotion like, hey, what if it just doesn't continue? But the next thing that I do is I remember that, okay, that's just an emotion and I can choose. That's what manifestation is all about. I can choose to either continue down that path of doubt, or I can choose to continue down the path of confidence and moving forward. And so that's what happens when you really get good at manifesting your desires. And by get good, I have to really define that, because like, you're already good at manifestation. You're manifesting exactly what you already believe. So whatever your current beliefs are, that's what your current situation is. And when I mean get good at manifesting, I really kind of mean more of choosing what you really want for yourself and being in alignment with that and seeing it come into your physical reality even that much faster. And because I understand that doubt is just an emotion and it's going to be there, I don't have to look at it and have it define me as, all right, well, this is truth. I can choose my own truth. And the truth that I chose, which I choose over and over and over again, manifestation is a muscle. It's not just something that, you wake up one day and you're like, okay, I'm good. It's a muscle that you have to continue working. And so I just chose, after I had that thought, I was like, well, I mean, yeah, what if everything just crashes and burns? Like, okay, yeah, that's a doubt and that's a fear. But what if I just continue to keep operating business the same way that I've been doing over the last couple weeks, months, and years, and things continue to grow and they continue to blow up? And I was like, okay, well, that one feels better. So I'm just going to go after that thought. And that's when you continue to take action in the step and in the path of what you desire. So the key is, she was like, how do I train myself not to doubt? You don't have to train yourself to not doubt. You will doubt. The training comes from choosing every single time to choose a better feeling, choose a better thought, choose what you want to occur versus what you don't want to occur. Okay. Failing at dreams in the past, it's happened. It happens to everyone. And there's some things that you want that might not be in alignment for you at this time or might not happen at this moment. But if it is for you, it's not a never, it's just a not right now. So that's something to keep in mind. And I wanted to go ahead and answer that question right away. So let me see who else we've got here. Hi, Miss Blue TV. Welcome. Hey, Grishelle. Welcome. Glad to have you back. All right. I hope that makes sense. And I hope that helps not just the person who asked, but everyone who's here watching. And now we can jump right in to 3 steps to sell your coaching fast. So if you just are joining us, I was just answering a question that I received via Instagram, and I want to share with you what you're going to learn today, which is the 5 elements that every coaching program needs, the 1 crucial piece that every coach must have to maintain consistent revenue, and the who, where, why formula to quick coaching sales. All right. So let's jump right in. So the first thing that you need in order to sell your coaching fast is a well thought out coaching program. And that has 5 elements. So if you're taking notes, if you're writing it down, I'm going to give you all 5 and then I'm going to come back around to it. Okay. So you've got to have a name to your coaching. I'm going to come back around to it. I was just about to say something about it. I'll come back around. You got to have pricing and outcome, action steps, and milestones. So name, pricing, outcome, action steps, and milestones. Okay. So let's dive into each one piece by piece. And if these are pieces that you already have, feel free to comment. You can share the name of your coaching program, whatever you'd like to share or anything that you want to include. All of the comments will be put up down here at the bottom. So name for your coaching program. Name for your coaching program is important because a coaching program is intangible. It is not something that someone can just walk into a store and purchase off of the shelf and pick it up, put it in their pocket. So what a name does for your coaching program is it makes it a little bit more standardized and it makes it feel a little bit more like you're purchasing something, directly off the shelf or purchasing something that you can have and hold. It also allows you to, I want to say delineate, I think that's the word I'm looking for, but it also allows you to make your program recognizable versus other people's programs. So if, for example, someone else was like, hey, I'm a marketing consultant and I help, coaches create and fill their coaching programs, which is what I do. Hi, I'm LaTisha. I'm a marketing consultant and I help coaches create and fill their coaching programs. If somebody else were to say that, then that's fine because it's my branding tagline, but yeah, there are other people who are marketing consultants and there are other people who can help you create your coaching program and there are other people who can help you fill your coaching program. But then when I say I help my clients through my signature coaching program, You've Got Clients, that's a name for the program. So now if I say You've Got Clients, or if someone says I went through You've Got Clients, or I'm looking to invest in You've Got Clients, that program name is specific to me. And the name also needs to be very clear on the outcome as well. So as you're choosing your name, you want to think about that. Instead of it just being, I don't even know how to describe a name that wouldn't be a good fit, but you got to think about, how does this name describe the program? It can be a name that's relatively straightforward. So the second course that I have is called Create and Fill Your Coaching Program. And it's more of a course versus a coaching program because it's self-paced. There's 6 modules. You dive in right away and you can go at your own pace, go as quickly as you like. And it's essentially designed to help you create that coaching program. It'll help you with the name, choose the pricing, figure out the outcome, your ideal client, like all of the basics to kind of get you to the point where you can start enrolling clients. And there's also a section in there on how to enroll clients and have that phone call and all of that. So that program name is called Create and Fill Your Coaching Program. It's very straightforward. There's nothing like cutesy about it. You're getting exactly that. However, the other names that I have are Package and Profit, which is a little bit more clear on the outcome or is also clear on the outcome because you're going to package and profit, but it's not as clear as Create and Fill Your Coaching Program, which is almost an entire sentence. Package and Profit is just a couple of words. Same thing with You've Got Clients. There, you kind of know what you're getting. You're getting clients, but you don't know how or how it's all set up. So that's a couple of different ways that you can name your program. You can choose just a straightforward, like Create and Fill Your Coaching Program, or you can choose something that's a little bit more cutesy. I think I have a client who did 6-figure systems. I have another client who did the 7-figure daycare formula. Another client who did Trade Your 9 to 5, which she already had her program name when we started working together. Another client who did Persuade to Profit. So there's a couple. I usually like 3-word names or something that's like has alliteration or something like that. Anyway, I go deeper into that inside of Create and Fill Your Coaching Program. But that's the very first thing you need to have. All right. Is that making sense? Hi, Manifesting Bliss. Oh, cool. You're in Create and Fill. Awesome. Let me know what's your first name, because I don't think I know your YouTube name. Okay, great. So let's move on to the second part of the 5 elements every coaching program needs, which is pricing. Pricing is very, very, very important. Pricing will signify to your ideal client how much value they're about to get from this program. It's also going to call your client to action, to be a higher level version of themselves based on how you have it priced. There's also, there's some marketing elements and some marketing, I guess, kind of tactics that you can do with your pricing. So pricing it low versus pricing it high, providing a, one-time discount, providing a early bird bonus or something like that. So there's some things that you can do to play around with the pricing, but in general, your high ticket pricing is going to be anything from $3,000 up. Your lower ticket pricing is going to be around the $7,000 to like $1,000 price range, and that's going to depend on your clients, your offer, and how good you are at explaining this next piece, which is the outcome. If you still need help with your pricing, I do get into pricing a lot more inside of the free coaching template. So if you go to the description box and it says download the coaching templates, there's a worksheet that has pricing in there. And then I also did a free training where I went deep into pricing, and then also obviously inside of Create and Fill, I give you the entire start to finish process of choosing your pricing. Okay. All right. So the next thing that you need for every coaching program needs is an outcome. So you have to be clear on what are they getting. I go over this over and over and over and over again with my clients, and I look at their coaching program and I'm like, okay, great. What's the outcome? Like, what are they getting? What is your client like? What should they expect by the end of the program? And you should be able to sum it up in one sentence. So, for example, for Create and Fill is by the end of Create and Fill, not only will you have a solid coaching program, but you'll know exactly how to fill it with coaching clients. So that's a solid outcome. By the end of You've Got Clients, not only will you have a system to help bring clients to you, but you'll be able to generate consistent revenue. So you've got to have an outcome for each of your programs, and you got to be really clear on that. When you're really clear on that, your ideal client is really clear on that as well. Okay. The next step for your well thought out coaching program is to have action steps, meaning don't just tell them what they're going to learn, but give them a way to put it into action right away. So I was speaking with a client who is inside of You've Got Clients, and she was working on her coaching program, and she did a great job. So she followed everything that I have in there in Module 2. She laid out her entire coaching program And I started reviewing it on our group coaching calls that we do every Wednesday evening. And I noticed that she didn't quite have my action steps in there. So I said, okay, great. The program looks really good, but let's figure out like what's their action step after this module? What is going to help them see that they got a result? What is it that they need to do now so that they can move into the next piece? So everything has to have an action step. And I just want to clarify this because I've gotten this question a couple times before. So for You've Got Clients, you don't necessarily need to have a coaching program already created, but you do need to have experience in what you're selling and be able to have those testimonials. And then inside of You've Got Clients, we can kind of flesh out the coaching program just a little bit. Create and Fill Your coaching program is more for the beginner who doesn't have, like, you haven't worked with clients yet, you don't have testimonials. So that's more of a good starter point for the beginner. So I just want to clarify that because I do get questions where some people ask, can I join You've Got Clients? I don't have a coaching program yet. In order to create the system to consistently bring clients to you, like, you've got to be able to show results for clients that you've already worked with. Okay. And that brings us to the next element that every coaching program needs, which is milestones. So once they complete module 1, what should they have? I always do this thing. It's like, okay, you've got this baby now. Like, after module 1, what is the outcome after module 1? What is the outcome after module 2? What's the outcome after module 3? And so their milestones along the way are what's going to help that client stay on track so that they don't quit, they don't drop off, they don't get discouraged. So you've got to determine, all right, by the time you finish module 1, this is what you should have. And this is essentially your green light. So what I do for my programs, what I would encourage you to do as well, for by the end of your module, you should have some sort of video or text-based document that says, am I ready to move on? And inside that, am I ready to move on? You can list out, okay, here's your checklist. By the end of this module, you should have, for example, for module 2 of Create and Fill, I think it's like website setup, email list setup, phone call booking system setup, and you should have your branding colors and all of those things. So if you don't know what their milestone is for the end of that module, go back to your coaching program and determine what that is. That way, you're able to easily explain it to your ideal client. Like, hey, by the end of this module, by the time we get done with this is what you will have, right? So what we're doing essentially, when I say the 5 elements that every coaching program needs, name, pricing, outcome, action steps, and milestones, is we're creating a package. We're creating something that is a lot more off the shelf, where someone comes in and every client can get consistent results. That's what's going to allow you to grow your coaching business and actually get coaching clients fast. The reason that I'm able to continue booking clients and clients keep coming to me and people keep signing up is because I'm consistently getting clients results, because my programs take every single person through the exact same process. And the way that I allow everyone to customize their experience is by coming to the group coaching calls for You've Got Clients, or participating in the peer support group for Create and Fill. So you have that option, or getting one-on-one coaching inside of either one. Okay. All right. Does that make sense? So that was our first thing, which was the 5 elements that every coaching program needs. Hey, Erica. Yep. Erica just signed up for Create and Fill yesterday, I believe. She said, I'm loving the Create and Fill program. Oh, Yannick. Hey, cool. I didn't realize that was your YouTube channel. Awesome. Glad to have you in Create and Fill as well. Julie says, question, when you're working with coaching clients that are not running a business, how do you create milestones with that? Whatever your process is. So tell me what type of coaching you have, and as you're doing that, I will give you, because I know there's a little bit of a delay, I will give you an example for someone who is a fitness coach. So let's assume that you're a fitness coach and you're helping your clients to restructure their relationship with food so that they can be happy about what they eat and, lose weight or inches if they want. And so your module 1 might be something like thinking about your current relationship with food. And so the milestone at the end of module 1, after they've gotten done with that, might be something like write out how you feel about food and compare it to how you felt when you first started. So in order to capture that as their milestone at the very start, you might give them a piece of homework that says, what's your current relationship with food? That way they can compare, okay? I help people pleasers regain their confidence so they can finally do what they want in life. It's hard to make this measurable. All right, so let me think about this for a second. You're helping people pleasers to regain their confidence so they can finally do what they want in life. All right, so you're selling a very intangible, which is fine. Like I said, the client that I was working with the other day, she's inside of You've Got Clients. Her program is intangible, where she's selling confidence and clarity. So that's not really something that people wake up every day and they're like, I want to go buy some confidence and clarity, right? And they're willing to spend a couple $1,000s on that. So in order to make sure that we make it more off the shelf, we just got to be clear on what that confidence is going to allow them to do. So you're saying, okay, I'm going after people pleasers and I want them to be able to do what they want in life. So like your milestone, your first module, and I'm just giving you an example, your first module might be something like, let's write out all of the things that you really want to do in life. Okay. And let's say they write out, okay, well, I've always wanted to, sit in, first class, or I've always wanted to, drive to go to the beach for vacation or whatever it is. Okay. But they can't do it because, number one, they would have to ask to borrow the car or something like that. Okay. So they would just write out, okay, what are those things that they want to do and what is in their way? And then as you're the coach, you're helping them figure out what are those individual things, like what are some small things, some milestones that we can do. So maybe their milestone for the first module is learn how to ask. So instead of pleasing everyone else, it's just asking so that you can please yourself. So maybe that first module is, okay, let's learn how to ask. And so like they've written down all these things that they've always wanted to do. And your milestone after module 1 might be, okay, how many people did you ask? How do you feel about asking people about stuff? And then by the end of the program, maybe you're asking them, okay, let's think about the things you always said you wanted to do and kind of go from that. Okay. I just came up with that off the top of my head. So excuse me if it's not as clear as it potentially could be. All right. All right. So let's jump into, we're making good time. All right. The one crucial piece that every coach must have to maintain consistent revenue, the one crucial piece, and that is a clear marketing message. I did miss one thing. Let me go back to my notes. For the 5 elements that every coaching program needs, there's a bonus in there, and it's a return path. A return path means after someone goes through your program, what is the way you're going to help them continue to evolve. So if you think about your, spiral of evolution, spiral up, like they're going to have new problems at this next level that you've helped them get to. And you don't want to just kind of release them and let them go, because life is a journey and we're always evolving. We're always growing. So what you got to remember is that as that client is growing and evolving, you want to make sure that you can help them at the next level. So a return path is simply, okay, what's the next program that I have? What's the next problem that they have? Now that they have this success, what's the next thing that I need to help them work on? And that's essentially, that's a bonus that you've got to make sure you have for your coaching program. So for example, Create and Fill Your Coaching Program leads directly into You've Got Clients, which leads directly into the Royal Retreat and working with me one-on-one. Okay, great. That was clear. Perfect. Okay, good. All right. So the next thing that I wanted to cover is the one crucial piece that every coach must have to maintain consistent revenue. And that is a clear marketing message. Okay. This is very simple. It's one client, one problem. That's it. One client, one problem. We're not solving problems for everyone. Like my one client is a coach. That's it. The one problem is you need clients. That's it. So every single one of my programs is you're a coach and you need clients. So you either need consistent clients, right? That's You've Got Clients, or you need your first clients. That's Create and Fill Your Coaching Program. But you're a coach and you need clients. So you got to have one client, one problem. When I discovered this for myself, Like everything changed. Okay. So the first couple years of my business, I was still trying to figure out exactly who I wanted to work with, how I wanted to help them. And so I was growing, but I was sort of experimenting along the way as well. And it wasn't until like we're 2020, it was like the end of 2018 ish that I figured it out. And I was like, all right, I'm just going to help coaches and I'm just going to help them get clients. That's it. And I'll have different ways to help them get clients. And I'll be happy with helping different types of coaches, like life coaches, fitness coaches, health coaches. I'm still not going to narrow that down because the marketing that I do is applicable to all types of coaches. But I do have some things up my sleeve for finance coaches in particular, because those are clients that I've been working with the most as far as like one-on-one. And so I've got some things that I want to work on for them. But so far, it's just coaches getting clients. So if you don't have one client, one problem, that's the very next thing that you've got to determine. Once you've got your well thought out coaching program, who is the one person that would benefit the most from this? And what's the one problem that this is going to help them solve? Okay. The next piece is the who, where, why formula to quick coaching sales. All right. So what does this formula look like? You've got to know who you want to help, where they hang out, why they should work with you, and why they have the problem. So this is the who, where, why formula to quick coaching sales. So if I could help you sell your coaching as fast as possible, this would be this is the best I could give you. If you were to get on a phone call with me and you're like, hey, I need clients today in the next couple minutes, I would ask, do you know who you want to help, why they should work with you, why they have that problem, and where they hang out? And if you said yes, I'll be like, okay, great. Here's the script. Use the script and go get clients. If you're already inside of Create and Fill Your Coaching program, then if you go to the launching section, I think it's module 5, the script is in there. It's called the Client Outreach Script. And it's way better than anything that anyone else has ever approached you with where you assume that it's spam, because it's essentially like a decision tree. So I give you what to say first to open up the conversation. And then based on what they say, I'm like, okay, if they say this, then say this thing. But if they say this, then say this thing. And then based on what they say there, then I tell you what to say next. And there's a video training that goes along with it. Obviously, as you can tell from my smile, it's something I'm really proud of. But it's very effective at helping you get clients like right now. Okay. So you have to know who you want to help. And that's getting really clear on your ideal client. It's like a basic, but like you have to know that person. Not like in general, they're age 25 to 35. And in general, like you need to know, like you got to be really specific. I did just do a video on YouTube on how I narrowed down my ideal client. Definitely check that one out. I believe, yeah, it's already been published. I think it was one of my most recent videos. So definitely check that one out because I go through and explain that process of narrowing down your ideal client. Then you need to know why they should work with you. So what makes you unique? What makes you special? What is it that you have that no one else does? And if you don't know what this is, like if you don't know what you have versus everyone else, then you got to take some time to figure that out. Like what's your unique selling proposition? This is something that it really will allow your coaching to fly off the shelf. And we dig deeper into that inside of You've Got Clients, because if you don't have a unique, like everyone's going to have the same system coming out of You've Got Clients. And actually right now, I think we have 2 business coaches that are working with new business owners. And so if they both have the same system, they would be competing with each other. But because part of that program is making sure that you're clear on your unique selling proposition, like they're coming on the calls and I know, oh yeah, these are the clients that you're going to attract and these are the clients that you're going to attract, and you guys will never have to cross paths. Even though you're both helping new business owners, you're doing it from this standpoint and this is your unique selling proposition, and you're doing it from this standpoint and this is your unique selling proposition. So if you don't already know why your clients should work with you, you got to get that down. There's plenty of competition out there. There's plenty of people out there who who are potentially going to want to work with the clients that you want to work with. And you have to know, you got to know why people should work with you. Okay. Also, you need to know why that ideal client has the problem. So everyone doesn't suffer with the same problem. For example, with my ideal clients, in general, they tend to be introverts. And so there's certain things that we as introverts, we struggle with that extroverts don't struggle with. We don't necessarily want to do outreach. We don't want to do phone calls. We don't want to do networking events. We don't want to have unnecessary conversations. We don't mind having conversations with people who they're interesting conversations. So for example, the calls that I do now are calls with either clients who have already signed up for programs or clients who have reached out to me via Messenger, and we actually already have a conversation and something we can have a call on. But I don't do discovery, I don't do discovery calls with just brand new people who are hey, I want to get on your calendar, because I just feel I just don't have to. And so I've set up my system so that my business still works and generates, 6 figures plus, so that, I can do the way that I want to do. So that's why I know that my ideal clients suffer with that problem of being able to get clients, because they're trying to do what extroverts are telling them to do. They're trying to do the traditional sales stuff, go do live streams every day, or go to networking events, or go pass out business cards, or go to the Chamber of Commerce. That's the last thing we want to do. And so because I know that, and I know that about my ideal client, and I was my ideal client, I've created my own systems, and I know that I can set that up for my clients as well. So you got to be clear why your ideal client has that problem in particular. I do work with extroverts. Surprisingly, I actually get a lot of extroverts that come to work with me in my one-on-one versus the coaching programs. And I enjoy working with them. They're cool. I just let them talk. It's the easiest coaching calls ever. All right. Then the next piece is where they hang out. So if you don't know where your ideal client hangs out, you got to get that. You have to know where your clients hang out so that you know exactly where to go get them, right? Or where to be so that they'll be able to come to you. We do an exercise inside of, I think it's You've Got Clients, because Nancy was going through the other day with figuring out what podcasts do they listen to, what YouTube channels do they watch, magazines, Facebook groups, things like that. So do that exercise. I'll give you that exercise right now. Do that exercise. Figure out what podcasts do your ideal clients listen to, what Facebook groups do they hang out in, what blogs might they be reading, what YouTube channels do they watch, who is already attracting your ideal client so that you can get in front of them. Okay? All right. Okay. So all of these pieces will absolutely help you to sell your coaching fast. Once again, you've got to have that well thought out coaching program. You have to have a clear marketing message, and you have to know who, where, why, and why. But there are other elements to make sure that you're not only selling your coaching fast, but you're also bringing clients back to you. And there are some mistakes that most new coaches make that will prevent them from reaching 6 figures as a coach or beyond, whatever your goal is. And there are a lot of different moving parts. So I recently hosted a free training. I shared those 6 mistakes that coaches make. I shared the steps you can take to avoid them. And avoiding just mistake number 1 created $95,000 for one client. So if you want to register for that training, you can go to LaTisha.tv/6. It's a perfect training to watch today on a Saturday when you have the opportunity to sit down and watch it. So during this training, you'll discover why you can't afford to make less than 6 figures as a full-time coach. I think that's an eye-opener for most people. Usually they're like, oh yeah, I just want to make extra $50,000. No, you have to, as a full-time coach, you got to at a minimum make 6 figures. You'll also discover how to create a solid coaching program. So I'll go through a lot more of these pieces and how to attract quality clients, high quality clients that are ready to pay. Okay. When you avoid these 6 mistakes, you'll see why my clients are able to generate $10K in 10 days, book 5-figure coaching clients, and even sell their low ticket offers in a buying frenzy. Okay, once again, you can register to watch by clicking the link that's going to be in this description, or visit latisha.tv/6 SIX. Alrighty, and that is what I have for today. Any other questions or anything that I can cover for you guys or answer while we're on the call? Also want to thank you guys for showing up. You got great comments, great feedback. And next week, where am I going to be next week? We probably won't have a training next week. I'll likely be in the process of moving. So, but I will send via email. We might have to either reschedule it or just skip next week. Happy Mother's Day. It's Mother's Day weekend here in the U.S. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. And if you guys have any other questions or anything else, feel free to message me. If you have questions on any programs or anything that I mentioned today, you can feel free to DM me. Hey, Sandra, would I consider... Oh, I'm wearing your shirt, by the way. So I forgot to say that. So I haven't taken the photos yet because my makeup and everything is at home. I want to take a nice like influencer style photo for you. Okay. So just bear with me on that, but I am wearing the shirt again. So Sandra gave me this shirt, bold enough to design my life. I really, really love it. And, I've been wearing it. Okay. Sorry. So let me get to your question. All right. Do I consider a brand strategist a coach? Yes. So, I just talked about this the other day with a coaching client. So coach versus consultant. A lot of times your clients are going to come to you and they're going to have questions that you're going to be able to tell them what to do, and they can do it, and that's fine. But sometimes what's going to happen is you'll tell them to do something and then they won't do it, or they won't get the results that you were expecting. And it's because they have some sort of mental blocks or something that's like preventing them, some belief that they have that's preventing them from actually getting the results that you want them to get. And that's where your coach side, your coach hat will come in. So if you're a brand strategist and you're helping your client, you're like, okay, as a brand strategist, I'm telling you right now that you need to, post every single week or whatever, or post every day on Instagram. And so let's say you gave them everything, like you literally, as a consultant, you handed them everything. All they have to do is do it. And then you go back to them and they're like, well, I didn't get a chance to do it. And you're like, well, like, you don't get it because you're like, I gave you everything. Like, all you literally had to do was just drop everything in this folder. It's just push the button. It's ready to go. And that's likely because they have some sort of belief of what that's going to, how that's going to affect them, what it's going to entail. So that's where the coaching would come in. And so with every consultant should have a little bit of coach in them and explain why this is important, what other clients have done it so that it gave them a great result, and what they should expect once it's done, and kind of help them get over any beliefs that they might have. Awesome. Sandra, drop the website so they know where to get the shirts. It's brand. The podcast is Dopeness Defined, but the website is mbabranding.com. Did I get that right? Off the top of my head. Cool. Good stuff. I love seeing the collaborations in the chat. All right. Okay, good. All right. So if there are no other questions or nothing else, then we'll call it a day. I know there's a little bit of a lag, so I'll give you guys just a second. I think that's good. I'm ready to go eat my steak. All right. Y'all have a wonderful Saturday, and I will see you maybe next week. Sign up for the email list so that you know when I'm going live. If I have your phone number, I'll also text you and let you know. And I will see you guys in just a little bit. Bye.